possession of
Okay.
a small bookcase.
So,
This is a-
if you thought, Cooper, your head's down, eyes closed,
Can I
okay?
go like this?
No. If you thought James had the best story, raise your hand. If you thought Mary S. had the best story about the train. If you thought Maddie T. had the best story. If you thought Mary M. had the best story. If you thought Kennedy had the best story. If you thought Fred had the best story. If you thought Jax had the best story. If you thought Matt had the best story. Okay. So our winner, what I said, what would they win? Free spin? Did I say that?
Anything on the wheel.
Anything on the wheel. Anything on the wheel, so that prize
What can I
goes
do?
to Mary S.
Oh, what? I know how to do it. That
I
one
didn't
is
even remember
just
that.
small, and like I'll magically fit it on that one.
I remember it was Matt.
Wait, who won?
Oh, yeah.
Now,
There's a babe.
Babe.
There's actually this is babe.
what did you do?
Wow, it's weird to have a right size book cover.
Wait, you left it in ELA, Julie.
My mom fit
Did everybody get this sheet?
extra small one on like design.
Yeah.
Okay,
I've done it before. Because I found
so
one.
what you are going to make
She's a
is a Parfleche.
Oh.
These are 4 different possible designs you can do. Of course, they're miniaturized, so you're gonna have to
Look at the top one.
blow them up, depending on what you're gonna use it to store things. So what you're going to store in it. So we were watching the video, and we'll finish that video today, of some of the examples of the Parfleche. Normally these are made out of what?
Wool? Or not wool? Cardboard. Leather?
Ooh!
Leather, hide from animals, okay? I don't want you to go out and kill an animal.
Yeah.
Bruh.
I have a cat in my room.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a
Okay.
sound effect.
Use my dog's fur.
If you have some material at home,
Actually, woke.
you can make it out of material. If not, you can make it out of construction paper. If you need construction paper, then before the end of the day,
This is
today,
lit, big.
and I have some of the long,
Hit lit.
See what it says on the inside.
this kind of long construction paper, lots of different colors. So if you would like to, if you don't have any material at home that you know, it's not required for you to go out and buy something, okay? So you can make it out of paper, but that means that these little dots right here represent what?
Bolts.
Okay, those are the holes you're gonna have to punch into it that then are stitched together.
Do we have to?
Okay, and that's also shows you kind of where your folds would be,
Can we do this with a
okay? Where you're folding it up. Now the design, okay? The design, who remembers what he talked about on the video about the design? Anybody remember it?
Like
It's like symbolizes like happiness.
So they're just not random designs they put on. Each of these is a symbol for the person that made it. So it's like, if somebody saw this, they would know what?
Oh, that's Kennedy's.
That's theirs. Okay? So I would like you to create your own design that also would show who you are. So it can be geometric patterns like this. It could be other stuff. So you get to be as creative as you want. So basically, you're getting graded on effort, creativity, okay, and following directions. So you do that, you can get an easy A project grade. And you're going to bring these back after distance learning. So basically, you have a lot of time to do a good job on it. And don't rush, don't be throwing it together the weekend after distance learning, because when we meet back again for social studies, in class time, it's on April 7th. So in your planners right now, you can write it down. Parfleche project, April 7th. This is also on the Google website, so you should, if you need to blow it up, the one you pick and make it bigger, or you can just do it if you have a copy machine at home. You can make it bigger and you can trace out your design. Otherwise, you can just use your ruler. You can see how the various ones are made. Do you understand how they're made here?
No.
Okay. So, like right here, on this one, you're going to cut it out like this, and see this is going to fold. Let's draw that one. Okay. So we're going to draw this one first. It looks like this. Okay? That means this is going to fold up. This is going to fold up. So it's sticking up like this. This is going to fold up. And then this is going to, see where these dotted lines are? Each of those would be a what? A fold. And so it's going to make a what? A box. So each of these is going to, the second one here, the cylinder one, this one looks like this. And this is just going to wrap around, okay? And then at the top of it, you're going to put one cylinder and this one. And so this is what you're going to have to stitch together.
Oh my goodness.
But see, you got to have a way when you put it together, you have to have a way your last stitch needs to be what?
Open.
So you can be able to open it.
I don't know how to stitch.
Because this is your storage container.
You can use.
I know how to
Okay? When you sew, basically you just take your pencil or a needle and you go in one, out the other, just like this. Okay? Very simple. See all these curtains? Mr. Hale sewed those by hand.
No.
Okay? Yeah, you can tell because if it was a sewing machine, the stitch would be straight across. You can see that those stitches aren't straight across.
Yeah.
Do you not believe in Mr. Haljan?
Okay?
No, I do, but I'm just like, that's really good.
Okay? So,
It's just in
you're going to create your own design there. Does everybody understand?
Oh, so it doesn't have to be one of these four.
If you can come up with a different storage container that's the same way, these are the designs that they give you. Okay? So if you do research and you find some other ones you prefer, you can do that.
Okay.
So you can research other Dakota designs for Parfleches, and they might give you more step-by-step directions. Okay? But again, it's because your valuables, everybody's in the teepee together, and you're trying to keep your stuff your own. Most of you have your own room to do that. If you are all in a teepee, that means what?
Not really.
Hey, you don't have a room. Everybody's sharing the same room. You might have a section that you're, and that's why you have your own Parfleche. Ava.
When you were skiing in Colorado, did you happen to see a guy in a giraffe onesie?
No.
Oh.
In a what onesie?
A giraffe onesie.
I'm a giraffe.
Bang.
Oh.
Bang.
Does anybody have questions about the project? Okay? Also then, we are at the end of this chapter. Remember, any notes that you take in this chapter, what?
You can use it on the test.
You can use on the quiz that we're going to take the very first day of distance learning. So we have a Zoom meeting the very first day of distance learning, but our Zoom meeting basically is going to be, if you have any questions about this that you started on, okay, or if anybody has theirs to show already, because you worked on it over spring break. Otherwise, the only other thing for the Zoom meeting is to finish the quiz, and then we're going to start the next chapter, which is on the Ojibwe. Do you ever understand?
Yeah.
And so next week we're going to be, or not next week, but the week of distance learning, we're going to be talking about the Ojibwe. You're going to take the quiz on the Dakota. So the things that I already put on there online, you could use those as your notes too, but you should have some of your own notes. You're not allowed to use your book, of course. Can I tell you whether you use your book on the quiz? No, because it's distance learning, so it's all on the honor system.
Yes.
What's the honor system mean?
You trust them.
I'm trusting you to be honest. That's what the honor system is.
I thought the honor system was the kids who are smarter than everyone. Yeah.
Wait, what's the honor roll?
Oh yeah, that's honorable. Not.
Okay, so we're going to watch a couple of videos here. Again, as you watch the videos, you could do what? You could take notes. Going to talk about some of the things of the Dakota. So if you want, for your planner, besides the Parfleche project, you can write down what?
Notes.
Quiz. So take notes for the quiz. If you don't already have them. I don't like.
Anybody know how to draw flowers?
Circle.
So before you leave, we're gonna, after these videos, we're gonna play a little current events, but if you want paper instead, okay, then you need to make sure you get some before you leave. And I would take it home how? What's the best way to keep that from getting ruined?
In your hand.
Binder. Notebook.
Binder.
Don't fold it, because if you fold it, it's what?
Just like
Unless it's exactly where your Parfleche fold is gonna be, it's gonna be ruined. So I would roll them up, okay? Put a rubber band around it. If you're gonna use paper for as your Parfleche. Or some of you might want to take paper just as a backup, unless you know you have that kind of construction paper at home. Okay? So don't go home and do this though. Mr. Hale says we have to go out and buy some stuff for this dumb project. Don't do that. Because that would be a what?
Sin.
That'd be a lie.
Lying is a sin, Ava. So it is a sin. Ha!
Ooh, I can make like a duck. I'm gonna make a duck, guys.
Interesting. Good. I'm gonna do Xbox and PS4 controllers.
So these videos, if Laura is still at home and anybody else that missed today, you can look at the videos down at the bottom of your Google page, and you can see the Dakota videos that we're going to watch.